Friday afternoon. It's about 70 degrees, so it's pretty warm. I'm set up on the edge of a hayfield. You can hear the ambulance in the background. I'm inside the city limits here. We got this property about 2 years ago, and we've had some really nice deer. We just haven't been able to connect with any of them, so we're going to try this new spot this afternoon. I took off work today. I went to a comedy show, Shane Gillis, last night in Montgomery, so I'm a little bit tired. We got home about midnight, so I'm running on very few hours of sleep, but I'm going to try and stay awake and see if we can't get on one of these deer. Last night was super frustrating. That buck worked his way all the way to me, and he was so close that every time I tried and get a shot on him, I was trying to get my release hooked on the string, and I couldn't see in that blind, and by the time I got it, he would walk through the frame, so I'd have to push the camera around. I couldn't get him to stop, and he was so close I didn't want to make a noise. So finally, when he was about 30 yards away, I kind of made a noise and got him to stop and turn around. And I looked over at the camera and I could have shot. I didn't think he was actually still in the frame of the camera, so I didn't shoot. And then after I played it back, I realized that he was. It was so frustrating. A deer doesn't have the biggest rack in the world, but his body, he's a giant. It's hard to tell from watching the video. I only know it from seeing him in person. He's extremely tall, really long. A deer has to weigh at least 220 pounds, which is really big for us here. So I just got set up this morning right on the edge of a pond I've been sitting at a lot. I'm going to turn the camera off here in a minute because it's about time for the deer to start moving through. But I'm going to try this morning and just kind of see. I've got 2 mature bugs over here. Neither one of them have great rags, but I'm going to see if one of those will come out. And if not, we're going to go back this afternoon to the same spot I set at yesterday and give that buck a shot again, and hopefully he'll do the exact same thing. That's going to wrap it up for me this morning. I ended up seeing a group of bucks that crossed probably 300, 400 yards away. The first one was the biggest one, but I didn't have time to get my binoculars up to see first. I'm going to call it quits for this morning, head back, get some lunch, and recharge some camera gear, and then I'll get back up and try and go after the deer from yesterday afternoon. Well, here goes nothing. I'm back set up on the edge of that hayfield that I sat on yesterday afternoon. It's really warm now. It's probably 76 degrees out here, and I've got 2 layers on, mostly because I'm trying to wear black to kind of hide in this ground blind. Typically I run a bigger zoom lens on this camera that I'm recording on right now, but this time I'm going to run a 360 camera and then point my action camera, it's like a GoPro, out the front window. So the plan is I'll try and use my main camera, but I've got 2 other backup options, because if that deer comes as close as he did yesterday, I may not have time to get the release on the string and shoot him in time if he walks as fast as he did yesterday. So I don't know that I'll have any luck just because of how hot it is, but I want to give it a shot. Maybe he'll come out right before dark and he'll come right up front again and I can get a close shot on him, but we'll see what happens. Well, I just got back over to the farm. I didn't end up seeing the buck at all. I didn't know the landowner was actually burning some stumps back behind me a couple hundred yards, but that's okay. It was a little warm and I didn't think I was going to see him anyway. Hopefully Tyler's going to get a chance and be able to go the next couple of weeks. Maybe Tyler can get on him. What's weird is I checked Tyler's game camera and swapped it for a new one. That was the only time that buck had came across that area, at least within the last week. There were a few other bucks in there, but he was obviously the biggest one, or at least biggest body, that had been in there in the last week. So I got that camera swapped out for one that's just a little better. So we'll see what happens, see if he keeps showing up. And I don't know, that's going to wrap it up for me this weekend. It's going to be a little warm tomorrow, so I probably won't hunt on Sunday. But that'll wrap it up for me, and hopefully we'll get back at it next week. I've hunted this deer for like 4 years. Oh man.
Did you get him?
Yeah, I got him.
Dude.
After I sat up here and cried for a minute.
Yeah. Dude. That's a 4-year journey, 5-year journey?
At 4 for sure, fourth
Yeah.
season.